those questions, man. We'll vibe out. Well, so Brian, super excited to be here with you, man. We're live in the flesh, ready to go. Explaining, we're talking about the GHL Engine Summit that's coming up. It's an online event that takes place June 19th to the 21st, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Pacific Standard Time, on everything you need to succeed with Go High Level as a platform and utilizing the Go High Level tool. Uh, would love to hear about your experience with High Level as a software and how are you using it?
Oh my gosh, we don't have time for this.
Yeah,
I'm a former software engineer. My job was automating things, going back to what are called real-time embedded software, where you don't even have a screen or a keyboard. It just runs when you turn on the unit. And I've always been really intrigued by automation and the fact that it can replace what a human would normally do that is mundane and repeatable, things that don't require much creativity. Once you have it programmed into a system, it can just repeatedly do it. Now you can free up humans to do what humans were built to do, what their purpose is, which is their creative genius that truly cannot be automated because every individual is unique. High level, I use it for everything. I use it for email, texting, calendars. Those were big. AI is huge now. Voice AI, especially conversational AI, you name it. And now more and more AI is being injected into the system. Uh, I could go on forever about all the different features I use in High Level, and I won't here. But for anyone that hasn't discovered High Level yet, then this is the right place to do so.
I love it, man. I love the emphasis on AI because we're going to be speaking a lot on utilizing artificial intelligence at the GHL and the summit. What are you specifically going to be speaking about at the summit?
Going to cover some topics that a lot of business owners, especially those that are just starting out, may not be thinking about, which are, okay, we've got this automation tool. They hear the word automation. Oh, my whole business is going to be automated. This is going to be just a walk in the park. There's nothing else I have to do. I'll set it up and just let her rip. Yeah, you're laughing. You understand completely. People don't understand that you have an automation tool. Well, how do you get people into that tool first and foremost? Through lead gen. It has to happen. And then how do you present people to your business? How do you get in front of, how do you market? How do you get the word out? Are you going to do it all alone, or can you potentially think about hiring a team, because you're going to burn out if you don't? And then there is this phenomenal tool or approach or strategy called webinars, which there's a gentleman by the name of Andy Audate, some of you might know him, who has really perfected that area where you get the leads in, you send them through the webinar system that Andy has created, and then you use virtual assistants and artificial intelligence employees to help you, because you cannot do this alone. There's just no way you could do this alone. If you really want to succeed, you're going to need help.
Yeah, 100%. And doing the webinars has been a game changer for me. Now, one of the reasons why I'm bringing you in to speak at the GHL Engine Summit is because you're in our coaching program and you've done the system, you've implemented it, and you created results. Tell us a little bit about the results that you created within the GHL Engine program.
Before I got into your program, I had very limited success. The only success I had were from people I knew intimately, like close friend colleagues. And I would just reach out to them and say, hey, this is a great tool. And I realized that I was sitting on a gold mine with the monthly recurring revenue that it could produce. And I thought, I need a system. I need a proven system. And that's why I came to you, because you had done that. You had done webinars. I always tell, and I teach this from stage, is you want to model success. You don't want to reinvent it. It's been invented. You don't need to reinvent it. Find somebody who has succeeded at something you're trying to succeed at, and then grab onto their ankles with both hands and never let go. Follow them and do what they do. Here's another tip. When you are following someone like Andy and you're doing it and you're like, oh, you know what? I know I can improve on this. I'm going to add this little wrinkle to it. Don't do that. Don't do that. I've done that so many times, Andy. I can't tell you. And every time, epic fail. And they'll say, why isn't it working? Are you following the system? Yeah, I am following the system. Exactly. Like, maybe not. And so just
from a health perspective,
success, that's it. And that's why people should come to your program on GHL Engine and go just dive in. Go for it.
I was talking to a health coach, and it's like in the world of health plans, you got keto, which is like, hey, you only eat the meat to be in a state of ketosis, and then you have other plans where it's kind of like eat rice and be moderate of your portion sizes, right? But then if you try to like say, hey, I'm on keto, but then I'm also going to eat the rice, it's like you're kind of messing up the
Ooh.
system, and both of them don't work that way. It's one or the other. So tell us a little bit about your business, man, and how you are you using a high level inside of your business? Are you a SaaS agency? Are you a marketing service agency provider? Do you resell the software? What? Tell us a little bit about your business.
Yeah, SaaS agency reselling the software primarily first and foremost, and then using various strategies to give it a unique selling proposition. So this is a great advice that I saw in the high level communities where you don't want to just sell the CRM. It's impossible. There are too many features. You need to concentrate on one area, and what is one area that makes it unique amongst all the others. And I've got several of those going right now, but one is that I found a way to do that because of you and your program, GHL Engine. I was able to really narrow it down to a specific one or two features and really hone in on it. And the interesting thing is when I have the follow-up calls that result from that webinar, they will ask me questions about it, and that will organically flow into all of the other features. I don't go through every one of them enough to where they go, wow, and then, hey, I'm in. And so it's a great way to, utilizing your model is to lead them down the proper path. And you give several examples, which is what I love as well. You have chat automation as one of your
Mm-hmm.
focal webinars. You have voice AI as one of your focals, which is what I'm using now. And I was doing that with my, biting my nails because voice AI is so new and not
Right.
everybody's embracing it yet. But now I'm seeing a big time embracing of voice AI, and it's a great time. And
So you're seeing end users say, hey, I want voice AI.
yes.
Take us through the journey of how you're implementing webinars inside of your business.
Woo, baby. So there's a lot in
By the
there.
way, I see your posts very regular, especially the one where you change your banner. That organically tells your friends and your followers that, hey, Brian's got a webinar coming up. But tell us your strategy on what you're doing with webinars.
Yeah, I'm actually going to touch on that in my presentation at the summit. And it does involve those three phases. It's lead gen, it's webinar execution, and it's getting help. And that getting help spans those other two. It's not just the one that comes after the fact. And it's lead gen that feeds into my high level, which is called, you can see right there, P Connector. That's my version of it. And everything's automated from that point forward as far as, hey, great, you registered. Here's the link. It's gonna, they can click on the link. They'll see a countdown and say it'll go live the second you get there. All of the follow-up and nurture is already built and ready to go. I've got a multitude. It's not just webinar. I've also got a lead gen. I'll call her a coach. And then for VAs, I have an entire team. So I have three major components that I use to put this whole beautiful puzzle together. And that was one of the things I want to impart upon people is that, they think they get one tool and they've got everything taken care of. And it really isn't that easy. It's far less. That couldn't be any farther from the truth. It takes a lot of puzzle pieces and then knowing how to organize them, put them together and utilize them cohesively. That's where the secret is. And it just comes down to hard work. Get your elbows dirty, get dirty, go after it.
If someone's on the fence about coming to the event, like they go to ghlengine.com/summit. By the way, if you're watching this and you're interested in coming to the event, check us out at ghlengine.com/summit. When they go to ghlengine.com/summit, the opportunity to register is present. What do you say to that person who's maybe on the fence? Like they're like, hey, I'm considering going. There's a time investment, there's a money investment, there's an attention investment. It's 3 days back to back, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. every single day. Just going through all the speakers, giving them, seeing their strategy, seeing their processes. What do you say to that person who's like maybe on the fence about coming?
Knowing you and knowing several of the speakers, seeing their pictures beneath us that are going to be on this summit. I mean, money is not the object, not the objection. $3, $47. Give me a break for that long. But the expertise and the experience that you're going to experience and witness, I might not be the one that you really connect with. That's okay. But there are going to be, look at all the speakers beneath us here on this video. There are going to be those that do connect with you at a deep level, and you're going to, and Andy will be that one person. He connects with everybody. He's one of the most embracing, open people I've met in a long time. He's a genius for his age. I know he's probably going, man, stop it. But it's one of these, stop it, no more, stop. He is He has put together an incredible team, if you will, for this summit. And for you to miss this would be a disservice to yourself. And if you have a family, to your family, to your future. This is something that you want to invest in, and you want to be present. You don't want to be doing all these side things. I get it. If you have a job, is there going to be recording available? I'm not even sure. If there is, at least register. Then you'll know if there's going to be a recording. You'll get it delivered to you. $47. Come on, people. It's a no-brainer. It is an absolute no-brainer. And people may look at that value and go, oh, it's not worth it because it's not even high priced. Nothing could be further from the truth. It is going to be worth not just every penny, but every minute you spend on it.
Yes, 100%. When someone comes to the webinar and the event, it is a webinar, what is something that's unique about you that you're going to be bringing to this event? I know there's a large group of speakers, but what's going to be unique about your presentation that's going to be really interesting to see Brian Kelly speak?
I just speak from experience and having been there and done that. And I love helping people. I love to tell them, don't make the mistakes I did. I want to give anyone I see in my life the shortcut to success, if I can. It may not be a fit for them at their current journey, but I am there to support and help people in any way. And I like to share personal experiences through my business experiences to help people to understand and recognize not only what not to do, but also what to do. And one of the biggest things I've learned in my life is model success. Do not try to start it from scratch. There is a recipe. There are many recipes for success. I said this all the time in my live show that I did. There are many recipes for success. How many do you need for success? Just for you. You just need one.
Yeah, just one.
Just find that one. It could be, this guy right here, Andy Audate. He holds a recipe for success. Look at the people he's put around him. You follow Andy, you model him and those he brings around him, and your odds for success go insurmountably up. And so just model success, learn from others, be coachable, get the ego and knock that little devil off your shoulder and get it out of here, and be coachable, be open and say, hey, I may know that, I may think I know that, but I wonder what else I could learn today.
Are there any specific challenges that you've overcome or even unique experiences that you've endured that you're going to be sharing or touching on when you speak at the event?
I haven't thought about that. I haven't integrated that into the event yet, but it's a ways off from this recording, so I could think of some. I love those little challenges. I know you didn't mean that to be a challenge, but that sounds like a challenge. That's
because when I look at, hey, there's certain experiences that I have that really shifted my business, right? And I'm sure with yours as well.
Oh,
maybe
I got one.
Yeah,
I got one right now.
Give it here.
And I'm not kidding, Andy, when I tell you this. I had heard this said before many times. For some reason, when you said it, it hit home. And it was very simple. And you said it during one of our group sessions, one that I'm involved in. And you said, you were talking to another individual in that Zoom room, and you said, you just have to go all in. And you said it very subtly, and it went, bam. I was not doing that. I had shiny object syndrome going on. I was in a network marketing company over here. I was in another project with a JV partner over here. I was writing a book over here. I was doing all these I was doing that live show that I quit doing. That's about the time I decided to quit that live show. I didn't quit it. It was time to end it because it was taking my time. And I said, I need to shift focus on my core competency is automation. I love automation. The first thing I log into every single day, and I'm hammering at it, and I love doing it. And I thought, well, that's what I love doing, and I'm good at it. So I should monetize that and focus on it and stop all this other ancillary stuff.
What was your experience when you did that?
Pardon?
What was your experience when you did that?
The moment I did that, the focus shifted everything, because it shifts more than your bottom line. It shifts your mindset. And that's the most important part. It shifts your mindset. And when your mindset shifts, the financial part comes with it. If there's a great saying I've said from stage from my mentor many times is you get what you focus on. So if you're focusing on 200,000 things in uncertainty, you're going to get what? Uncertainty. If you focus on one uncertainty, you're going to get certainty, which is success.
I'm listening to a book called Focus right now by Al Ries. Now, the thing is, granted, the book was written in the late 1990s, but a lot of the principles are still valuable today. And it talks about how so many businesses, as they grow and expand, before their demise comes this. This is how, I forget which company it was. It was like IBM, and it was like IBM at the time did 60 plus $billion, but still had negative $8 million in EBITDA that one year. So they lost $8 billion because I don't know if it was IBM or if it was GM, but it was one of those bigger companies. And the whole point of it was, how can a company amass so much revenue but still be negative? And it's because their product line is so diversified. There's so many different products that they have. There's so many different things. So as a company leader, you're responsible for leading your team's energy, your company's money, and your company's focus. So it's the challenge is still present, whether you're running $1 billion company or you're running $1 million company, or even if you're just starting out. It's like staying focused. When you decided to be focused, what started to shift inside of your business?
I just started seeing better results. I mean, I was getting things done that I never got done before. I took one of your webinar templates as an example, which had the one I chose at that time. I forget, it was 200 and some slides. And I went and edited every single one of them, added notes to every one of them, studied my butt off, and just made sure I internalized it, made it my own voice. I wouldn't have done that had I not been focused. Like
Because
I
you would
was.
have had other projects to manage, right? It sounds like.
Yeah, and they would have been taking my attention away. I mean, intraday, in the middle, an email would come in from another one of those projects related, and I'm over here, and I just lost focus. It's gone, and now I may not get back to that till tomorrow. With this focus, I'm able to just get whatever's in front of me, get it done now, and then move on to the next task. But every task always has the outcome. The result is always my focus. It's growing my Peak Connector agency. That is the outcome. I may have smaller intra projects, but every single one of them, their outcome is geared toward Peak Connector success.
Give us some success reports of you implementing the system of hosting webinars. Give us some success reports inside of your business.
Yeah, I started out really slow. Like it was like I kid you not, this was like starting a brand new business from the ground up. And so there were a lot of things to put into place, not just the webinars, but there was lead gen, there was the webinar itself, the software I wanted to use for the webinar, which that was a ride, got that dialed in. And so it took a while to get a momentum, but now I'm getting around 100 or so attendees per webinar, doing them once a month. I'm growing that each and every month. I'm revising my offers. I am in the process of figuring it out still, but I am now making sales. I had one sale on the spot just last webinar, which was 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago. And that doesn't come often because my lead base is primarily from LinkedIn. And we've found that LinkedIn leads traditionally don't buy on the spot. They are very different.
So they're more post-webinar sales.
Yes. And so because I had a great coach on the lead gen side of things, as far as the offer to make, she kept saying, you should schedule calls, schedule follow-up calls. I said, I don't want to do calls. I'm modeling a system that doesn't require those. It's sale right now. And I was just staunch. And I said, you know what, Brian, do what you tell everybody else and be coachable. So I opened my eyes. Even to this day, brother, I'm still doing that. I opened my eyes and I said, you know what? I'm going to do something I've never done before. And I call it a dual path offer. And I'm going to present this at the summit. And that is, I offer buy now. And if you need to say, go talk to a partner, you need to talk to the CEO, you need to talk to your wife, your spouse, someone else involved in the business who is also part of the decision-making process, I won't extend this to you. You get a 30-minute call with me. Every bonus and every discount I've mentioned right here on this webinar, you are going to get that. I will honor that no matter when you schedule it. And I make it so they can only schedule 2 weeks down the road, max.
What is your vision when it comes to your high-level business? What do you envision long-term that you're creating?
My vision long-term is to build it to the point where I can train my son to take it over. It's a legacy thing for me. It's also, a lifestyle, to maintain a lifestyle that my wife and I enjoy. But really to give my son something that he can take and run with. And that's a good driving force for me, is to really build it up and have something that he can take over. I am also extremely cognizant and concerned about my current clients. What if something happened to me today? What goes with the agency? Well, it's going to have to be sold or handed over to somebody else if I don't have somebody to replace me. I want them to be taken care of because they've entrusted themselves in me, and I want to do everything I can to fulfill on my promises to them.
Even having a business continuity plan. This is very valuable. Our time has come to, we're at the 20-minute mark. Brian, I'm super excited for what you're going to be creating. Any lasting words that you want to share with the audience that is watching this, whether live or on the replay?
Whatever you're doing during these few days that the summit is coming on, June 19th through the 21st, if you have something on your calendar, take it off the calendar. You can see it's 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Pacific. Take what you have on there and reschedule it. And oftentimes I tell people, don't ever do that. Stay true to your schedule. In this case, it just depends on what you have on your calendar. If it's with a customer or a client, you'll probably want to keep it. But if it's something that's not that gravely important to your future, to your legacy, clear your calendar, get registered now before, I don't know if you have a Zoom, you probably have a Zoom limit on attendees before the limit is exceeded, because someone like Andy will fill the room. And so time is of the essence. And June, I don't know when people will see this, but June 19th, that's not far off from right now. It's less than a month away. So
less than a month away, yep.
Jump on.
Go to if you're interested in joining us, go to ghlengine.com/summit, learn more about the event, and I will see you there. Brian, once again, thank you so much for hopping on. This event is going to be June 19th to the 21st, a 3-day event from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Pacific. Once again, that's ghlengine.com/summit. I'll see you there. Bye for now, everyone. Bye for now.